I was trying to think here how much versed I am in Japanese literature. And
Mm,
the name that came to my mind was I can't remember now the first name, but Mishima. What's his first name?
Yukio Mishima.
Yukio
Yeah,
Mishima. Yeah, so
correct.
he was big to me
Yeah, he's
in my
great.
early 20s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he he's had a pretty big influence on me as well. But he was just such a unique storyteller. He was just
Mm.
such an intellectual. And again, Seidensticker translated some of his work too, some of his best work, his most highly regarded work. And he has a connection to Kanazawa as well. His grandmother was from here, and
Mm.
Kanazawa has all these literary connections, and he's one of them. But yeah, he's quite famous. The Japanese don't like his work, certainly not his persona, as much as people in the West like him, or at least are interested in and fascinated by him.
And why is that?
I think it was because of the way the way he died,
Oh.
taking over the self defense forces with his own militia, and you know committing harikiri and that kind of thing, or seppuku, and so I think he was just too brash for a lot of Japanese. They found him kind of distasteful in certain respects, and people don't read him nearly as much as here as they do in the West. I think that's almost certain.
Yeah. That actually happens with other authors that are more popular abroad. They'll be in their home country. I don't know why it's that.
Mm,
I think sometimes there's some friction between the the person and the
mhm.
community, because I believe that some people are okay with consuming someone's product if they don't need to deal with that person. Let's say the guy is not the most pleasant, so
Mhm.
they kind of see that in the interaction he or she has with others, and then they just walk away from their books, their songs, their movies, which
Mhm.
in my opinion it's a mistake. Like most people or they have their idols as long as they don't talk to them. That's very
Yeah.
common. So that's why I think I don't want to get much into the cancel culture here, but I think like people wouldn't read some authors if they have to talk to them these days. So they kind
Right.
of forgive because they are not around. So it's fine. But if they have to talk to them, then no. Then they will just say no. He is a bad person, so his books won't be in my bookcase.
Right. Like I hear that a lot in America with like Hemingway. Oh, he was
Yeah.
such an odious person. He was just terrible guy. I'm not going to read any of his books. No, I'm not going to touch his work. I mean, that's such a ridiculous attitude to have. I mean, the person is not the work necessarily. I mean, it's a shame that people have
Yeah.
those attitudes, and it seems to be catching on in
Yeah.
a lot of ways.
I would also say that like a few authors are very boring as human beings.
Mhm.
They're not really
Sure.
entertaining. Like I wouldn't invite them to my podcast because they don't have the
Yeah.
spark.
Right.
So
Right.
like you don't need you can be a genius, but you might not be a person you want to talk that others want
Right.
to talk to. It's a different thing. Which is fine. Like you don't need to be social. We don't need to be entertaining. Just it's a
Yeah.
different profile, but people kind of mix it. I would love to have Hemingway if he was around, even if he was that
Yeah.
much of an asshole, I wouldn't
Yeah.
care.
Yeah.
Plus, my views will go up, so no
Yeah.
problem, no problem. If someone sees Hemingway around, just let me know
Yeah. Yeah.
his
Give you a call.
email address if he has one. Yeah, yeah.